Welcome to Redbeard and the Den of Tools. Howdy ho, guys and gals, it's Red, your friendly neighborhood tool bear, back again here in the Den of Tools. And today we are here to discuss a topic, basically give an explanation to the concepts of consumer, pro, and then in the middle, prosumer. And what does prosumer mean? Often referred to as good, better, best. This is something that has been confusing for some people, and I think has been confusing for basically the online tool community as a whole, because I quite often see somebody comparing or testing an entry-level consumer grade tool against a pro grade tool, and people walking away going, well, obviously this brand is better, going, well, you know, it's like apples to apples. How about that? Where you're comparing apples to, you know, Tic Tacs here. All right, so let's get into it just a little bit, first of all. I think the easiest way to demonstrate this is one of the oldest marketing tricks that's been around for probably over 100 years, and that is the automotive industry. Now, GM Motors has been doing this for who knows how long, but right here we've got the Chevy Tahoe. This is what the average worker would park at home. His boss drives the GMC Yukon, nice and shiny, but the owner of the company, he's parking his Cadillac Escalade there in the old driveway, gated probably. Another way to demonstrate this, though, is in the product line themselves. Not just changing the brands, but like say we have a Ram 1500, and you use this to tow your little lawn tractor. Maybe you step up to a 2500 and you're towing something bigger. The average person is using this for consumer use, maybe towing a fifth wheel or something like that, but you could also use it for some business, some light business kind of stuff. But then you get up to the 3500, and usually in that case, you're seeing this as a straight business level truck. And that's really what this means. So the good, better, best, the consumer versus pro with the prosumer in the middle, with that little marketing sandwich there is that they found that there are people who are consumers, but they want to be at that pro level, but they're not willing to spend that kind of money. So they want something that's better than the average Joe, but they're not going to spend, you know, top dollar to get in that pro kind of market, because they're just not going to use it like that. Or in some cases, it's often used by pros as a secondary tool. Now, the term prosumer, there's two terms for it. One of them is a marketing term, and one of them is an economic term. We're talking about the marketing term here. Now, where we first saw this crop up was in the area of digital cameras, at least this term here. So the consumer camera market, this started cropping up when they started seeing that there were people who were getting really serious about photography. They wanted that pro level experience without that pro level price. An easy way to look at that here is we got a Canon EOS Rebel T6. This is your basic entry level DSLR. That's digital single lens reflex. This comes in at body-only kit. You get a memory card and a bag and a charger and all that for $300. In days past, if you wanted to go to the pro level, you were going to spend a lot more money. And these days, that pro level is way up there. That's the Canon EOS 1DX Mark II. Man, this is a serious camera here. And if you notice, this is a body-only price of $5,499. I don't care how much of a photo enthusiast you are. If you think you want something better than entry level, that's a pretty tough pill to swallow to go up, jump up to $5,500. Enter the prosumer camera. Here we have the Canon DSLR EOS 80D. You can get stunning level photography, and you often will see some pros using this, especially what I consider to be smaller market pros. Basically somebody who's like, say, a professional wedding photographer who does small events and stuff like that. Your smaller scale pro. They're still a pro. They still do it for a living. Maybe they're not commercial. Maybe they're not working for Time Magazine kind of stuff. You're working for Time Magazine, you're probably carrying something like this. And this is where we saw about 4 years ago, Harbor Freight kind of really disrupted the market here in power tools when they started bringing out their good, better, best. We can see they changed the Drill Master line to the Warrior line. Then they introduced the Bauer. And then on top of that, they put the Hercules. Now, of course, this is here showing as the tool only because they've changed their lineup so that everything's sold a la carte. This is a well-made tool with impact-resistant plastic and all-metal chuck and the whole 9 yards. with excellent batteries to go with it. And you can expect to pay close to $100 for an entire combo kit. Now, compare that to the Bauer. With the coupon, you're looking at $60 here, and you get nearly the same level of quality. You get a nice carrying bag, you get a nice charger. It's not a rapid charger. It doesn't come with a whole slew of things, but you know what it does? It gives you a significant, and I do mean significant, step up in performance above the Warrior without having to go to the price to get the performance level that you may not need with something like the Hercules. Now, Harbor Freight is by far far from the only power tool line that does this. Stanley Black & Decker does this as well. And in fact, they've been doing this for years and years and years. And they do it along the lines of the different brands. Okay, rather than doing it all within one brand like you see with Canon, they've purchased several different brand names. So Stanley Black & Decker is the base company that's been around for probably close to 100 years at this point. And here we've got their 20 volt max cordless drill driver for $49. It's a great around the house DIY drill driver. But if you want the pro level, you can go to the Dewalt. Now here's the thing, Dewalt is just a name. It used to be a company, and it's almost 100 years old. It used to be a company that made just probably the best radial arm saw you could ever think of buying. They're just amazing tools, but they never made hand tools. Black & Decker bought them years ago, kind of parked the name, never did anything with them after they sold off the radial arm saw division. And then when they decided they wanted to up their game, rather than trying to sell people on a professional Black & Decker, granted, they tried it. It didn't work out too well. They did some case studies, some surveys, and they realized that people liked the name. So they just rebranded those tools under the Dewalt name, and that's their professional line. But now you're looking again at $100 for a tool like that. But what about the person who wants better than just the basic, but not the top of the line? And that was, for the longest time, Porter Cable. However, you've seen my video from last week, I think it's going to be Craftsman going forward. Not to be outdone, TTI, who owns Ryobi, Rigid, and Milwaukee. Okay, they license the Rigid name, but they're the guys who make it and sell it, and it's a clone of their AEG line they sell in Europe. That said, the Ryobi here, this is a $65 drill driver. From Ryobi, we jump up to Milwaukee, and here we can see the Milwaukee cordless drill driver set for $160. Gets you their very nice drill driver, 2 batteries, charger. It's an excellent charger, and a case for $160. In the middle, for that prosumer, that better, not good, not best, the better, we're looking at the Rigid 18 volt system here for $120. Again, you get 2 batteries, a bag, and a charger. So this is something that's been around for quite a while, this concept of good, better, best, or consumer, prosumer, pro. And also, this isn't just power tools, all right? You're going to see this in hand tools as well. Snap-on makes the Williams, the Blue Point, and of course the Snap-on itself. All of these half-inch drive, about the same size, standard handle ratchets, with a huge price difference between $35 and $167. And again, as I said, even the brands that only have one brand under their name, such as Makita, they do the same thing. We've got the Makita drill driver set here for $123.86. You can step up to their middle line one for $149, or their higher end one for $160. Well, there you go. I hope that explains the concept of good, better, best, or consumer, prosumer, and pro. And you understand now when the bear talks about these things, what he's talking about. And I hope also it helps you understand other reviews that you may see online where you see somebody pitting a $100 drill versus a $200 drill. It's like pitting that $1,500 versus the $3,500. It's not really an accurate test. Maybe entertaining, but maybe not so informational, if you know what I mean. Anyway, if you've got any questions or other comments here, post them down below. Let me know what you think. And, of course, don't forget to chomp the old like button over there, or give it a stomp right over there. Like and subscribe. Ring the bell, because if YouTube doesn't believe you unless you ring the bell. Anyway, that's all the bear has for you. Be sure to check us out on Sunday for our Tool Talk Live with Jeff and the family and even the tool dog and whatnot. Anyway, you all take care. God bless. And as always, say it with me, shine on.